Well, hi. Come on in. Have you ever lost an ingredient in the back of your cupboard? Or maybe you just need an easy way of food prepping for those busy nights? Pull up a chair and let's make some meal kits for my family. You ready? Proverbs 3:13 says, "Blessed is the one who finds wisdom and the one who gets understanding." For my family, this is some wisdom from the Lord of putting these things together. These are great. These will be all together, and all I have to do is add a few ingredients, and everything is ready, pretty much ready to go. Now stay tuned to the end of the video, and I'm going to give you another couple ways that these meal kits can benefit you, or how you can use them. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to gather all of our stuff. So first thing I did is I got my cards, and I looked up what was on our menu for soup. I'm only doing these right now for soup. Let me know in the comments below if you would like to see some of the other recipes that I do this with. So I wrote down my soups, and I wrote the recipe on the card. On the front of the card, is the name and what needs to be added to the card. You can actually make copies of your recipes and put a mark next to what has to be added, or highlight it however you want to do that. What I'm talking about adding it is your protein, your dairy products, cheese, stuff like that. You don't necessarily, you cannot, if it's not canned or shelf stable, you cannot put it in here. So make a note of that on your recipe that it will need to be added. So the first one I'm going to do is jalapeno popper soup. Okay? And that involves, I'll read it to you while I'm packing, chicken breast, salt, pepper, taco seasoning, 2 jalapenos, an onion, 2 white beans that I've added to my bag, a can of cream of chicken soup that I've added to my bag, 1 cup of chicken broth, bacon, and 1 cream cheese. That is on this side. On this side, I wrote down the name and what I need to add. So for this meal kit, I will need to add my chicken, my salt, my pepper, taco seasoning if I add that, my jalapenos, my cream cheese, and I am adding my chicken broth when I get ready to do it because I'm using the bouillon. So I'm not actually putting a can in here. And this is going to go in the front of my bag. Zip it up, and we have one already done. That didn't take long at all, did it? I think for me, the what took so much time was actually just writing things out. Now, when you go ready to use these, don't throw the bags away. Don't write on the bags, and save your papers because you can redo these or reuse the bags for another kit if you would like. That's why we're not writing on them. So our next soup is going to be chicken tortilla soup. That involves chicken, onion, garlic, jalapenos, cumin, chili powder, rotel, chicken broth, black beans, and corn, and tortilla strips, the little crunchy things, whatever you want to add to it to make it special. So I have my black beans, my rotel, it's sort of rotel, and my corn. These are, most of the stuff actually came from Aldi. You can get it at many different stores. So I wrote on the front, I'll need to add the onion, the garlic, the jalapeno, the chili powder, the cumin. If you want lime in it, if you like lime in your soup, you can add that then. My chicken broth or bouillon, I'll make the chicken broth, and my chicken. So I'm just going to add these to my bag. And put that in the front. And I know it may seem silly for some people, may be thinking that this is kind of silly. Well, I don't have a light in my pantry. My pantry is a coat closet, and there's no light in it. Why? I don't know. But when my grandparents built this house, they did not put a light in there. I don't know. Don't ask. Who knows? And so I have to get on a flashlight and crawl around in there. So this will just make my life easier. Now my next one and this is one we're using tomorrow, so I want to make sure I have everything that I need, is taco soup. This is a favorite for our family. Now, the taco soup involves a lot because it makes a lot. So there's a lot here, okay? So this is where I'm getting one of these big bags. And if it starts to tear a little bit, you can just put a little piece of tape on there. Don't worry about it. Don't stress over this. This is not to be stressed over. If this tears and I can't reuse it, that's okay. I'll just get another one. But if I can reuse it, I'm going to. So, taco soup involves, are you ready? Black beans, white beans, green chilies, a rotel, red kidney beans, chili beans, pinto beans, and this is the big can, or you can do 2 regular cans. And this is Mexican style corn. You can use regular corn if you want to. And taco seasoning and ranch seasoning. And I have an extra one. Here's my tip. You also need to add 2 pounds of meat. Now, if you're using a canned meat, you can put it in this bag. You could do chicken, you could do beef, whatever you want to. But if you're it needs to be cooked ahead of time. When I make my meat, I actually put taco seasoning in it so that the meat is seasoned. It's not just plain meat. It actually has a seasoning to it, and my family likes it way better. So I actually have a 3rd pack that I keep in here with it in case I need it. Now, in my freezer, I already have the meat cooked up because, friends, if you're cooking up taco meat for one dish, it doesn't take you but a little bit longer to cook up a couple of extra pounds, put it in a bag, and put it in the freezer, and it's ready to go. So what I will need to add on my card, it says 2 pounds of cooked taco meat, an onion, and I add queso cheese. I will link at the end the taco soup recipe, and I actually add queso cheese to it. It kind of bumps things up a little bit. So let's pack my bag. Is this closed? It is not closed. Make sure you open your bag. Now, of course, I put my heavier things first. Now this right here, this Mexican style corn, this is corn that my Aldi's only carries in May during Cinco de Mayo. So I know that my family is going to have taco soup at least 3 times during the winter, over the 6-8 months or whatever. So I always go ahead and buy it when it's there, or if it's on clearance, I stock up on it. So it kind of helps offset the price a little bit. But you can buy this at Walmart any time of the year. And I'm putting my packs in here. And I even wrote on the bottom of my card, I even wrote what toppings I could put on here. My family, sometimes they like sour cream. Sometimes they like shredded cheese. Sometimes they like olives, tortilla chips. You can add those to it too, so that if you're looking through your cupboard, and you'll know what extra to pull out. You can add those things to it, but obviously, as you can tell, I cannot fit anything else in this bag, so I'm not going to put the tortilla chips, but I can have it put away in the cupboard where I know I'm going to use it. Our last one is cheesy enchilada soup. So cheesy enchilada soup is chicken broth, chicken, enchilada sauce, onion, garlic, rotel, black beans, corn, and chilies. So, big can of enchilada soup. Again, I put it on the bottom. And I'm using a thicker bag since it is going to be a little heavier. The black beans, my corn, the rotel, spicy nacho cheese soup and green chilies. Now, you don't have to use nacho cheese soup. You could actually just get nacho cheese and put it on there if you want to. However you want to do it. But I can just go ahead and add that in. Everything's written on here because I'll, of course, need to add the onion and the garlic and the chicken. And we have made 4 bags, 4 meal kits. Now they are heavy. The bigger ones, taco soup is heavy, so make sure you do hold it from the bottom. So here you go. This one as well, if it's heavier, make sure you hold it from the bottom. Now, as promised, I told you, how else can you use these? These are great for if you have a family in need. If you have someone maybe in your community or in your church or even family members that could use a meal. Maybe they don't need it cooked right away, or they don't have freezer space to freeze it or put it in the refrigerator because the meal train has already supplied that. But maybe they need something a little extra for the coming weeks. I know when we have had those situations, I would have really appreciated somebody that said, here, all you need to add is some chicken. That would have been amazing. So you can use those to help with like meal trains. You can also use these as gifts. Do you have, Christmas is coming up. Do you have your gifts ready? If you have someone in your family that has everything and you're like, I have no idea what to give them. If you know they like enchilada soup or they like taco soup, you can put one of these kits together. Again, make sure the card is here with the directions on what they need to add. And you can give that to them, and all they'll need to add is their protein or their cheese, and everything is ready to go. Now, of course, if you're going to do this as a gift, put in the chips or corn chips or whatever. Put in those little extra special toppings if they are shelf stable to make it feel a little special. And these are just great. My family has used these in years where life was just really, really busy, and I would go to make something and I couldn't find an ingredient. Well, I knew I had bought it, but I couldn't find it, so I had to scrounge something else. Well, it's because it had fallen back behind something else. Or maybe I got an inspiration on using some leftovers and I used this can of beans for something else, and now I don't have it for this soup. So now I don't have to worry about that. So friends, I hope this was helpful to you. I hope you will make some meal kits. Let me know if you're going to do this. And if you would like to see some more of my meal kits, leave me a comment and let me know if you'd like to see them. And as always, friends, I love you. Most importantly, God loves you. He loves you so much, He sent His Son. Bye, friends.